Finance Minister recently revealed long-term plans to reduce flood risks. Details in this report. As Christmas swiftly approaches, so will the prevalence of incessant precipitation in the form of heavy rainfall. Since the low coastal plain is already known to be below sea level, special emphasis is being paid to this natural region to mitigate the risk of experiencing severe floods like those experienced earlier this year. In an invited comment, the Minister of Finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, spoke on the estimated damage caused by the recent floods.
I would say that it's relatively early days yet for me to be able to say in a quantitative and quantified manner, the extent of the damage and what exactly is going to be needed to respond to it. But I will say that every time we have these floods, it takes a very severe toll on our economy. It affects production, particularly agricultural production, and of course it exerts a tremendous pressure on the budget because you have to find resources to respond, like I said, moving heavy equipment, moving mobile pumps to remove the water, and then to rebuild the infrastructure.
Minister Singh recognized that it is of utmost importance to protect the low-lying region during the high tides.
We recognize as a government, we recognize how important it is to protect our coast from these floods. First of all, to equip ourselves to be able to respond to the floods, and ultimately to protect and reinforce the coast.
He briefly alluded to the government's strategic plan to tackle this issue.
I would characterize the response as twofold. One, an immediate response to remove the flood waters from the land. And that involves emergency response, like I said, movement of equipment, etc.
Further, he announced the long-term goals, which will prove to be more efficient and effective.
There is, of course, a medium and longer-term solution, which is to build out infrastructure that will enable the coast to be more flood resilient. And here I'm speaking about things like the Hope Canal. As you know, we had built the Hope Canal following the 2005 floods, and the Hope Canal has helped quite a lot to protect Georgetown and the East Coast. We're planning to build out similar infrastructure in other regions 3, 5, and 6. And in fact, some of the technical work to identify the location and do the engineering designs and so on, some of that technical work has started already. But that's a more medium and longer term solution. In the short term, what we have to do is to move resources to where they are needed to take the flood waters off of the land, and we're doing that right now as we speak.
Earlier this year, in May to July, the severe flooding that was reported nationally left many in devastation. The economic impact of that flood resulted in a spike in prices in most food products, especially livestock and vegetables. Therefore, emphasis is being placed on preventing another flood of this nature. Narima Ali, Channel 8 News.